properly clean your Triple Tree. So this doesn't only work for Triple Tree, but it also works for other cubes, other puzzles. As long as you can take it apart, and also, we all have that cube where, let's say, you use a lot of Mario Loop and it gunks up your cube, and it just doesn't turn that well compared to when it came out of the box. So then I'm going to show you how to clean that, to clean off all the dirt. As you can see, there's a lot of dirt on the side here of this HP, and this corner piece, there's a lot of dirt here and basically on all sides. So I got this cube from my friend. He sold it to me. I don't actually know what cube this is, so if you can tell me in the description, that'd be great. It has a groove on the side here, and for the HP as well, it has a groove here and a groove here as well. And then on the corner piece is like a Guanlong piece. So I don't really know what cube this is. I believe it's a YJ because the core itself is a YJ core. So I think it's a YJ, but for now it turns okay. Coin cutting is, I've tested it earlier, it's about half a QB. So let's see how much of an improvement we can actually make from cleaning this cube. So let's get to it. What I want to show you is very straightforward. What you need for this to attempt this is a Phillips head screwdriver and a cloth, because you're white down your cube. So first thing you need to do is take off the center caps and basically disassemble the entire cube, unscrew everything. Once you have your entire cube assembled, now you can prep the cube for bringing it to the bath, because if you're gonna properly clean this dirt off, you're gonna have to wash it. So what I recommend is putting it in a bucket or something, like a small bucket or a pail. But if you have one of these things, this thing, which is it's one of those things that you put in the washing machine where you put your socks in, and then you put it in the washing machine. But this is a really tiny one, and my mom gave this to me, so it's a really small one. It's also really useful because then you can put it in bulk, and then you don't have to worry about pieces going down the drain. But because I know most of you won't have this, I'm gonna skip that out. But just note, if you have this, you can use it. And also, I highly recommend watching this video the whole way through before attempting this, just so you know what you're getting stuff in. If you want to grab a pail like this. It's mainly used to grab water. It's quite big, so it's going to be out of frame mostly. So you want to take your pieces and then put it you don't want to put the springs and screws in. You just want to put in the plastic pieces like the core, caps, and everything. Alright, so here you are in my toilet. So you want to preferably do this in your sink. So you want to put this on here like that. So I fill it with water until all the pieces are soaked in water. Like that. You don't want to fill it all the way up. You just want to fill it halfway. Then you want to grab maybe your body wash, or if you have this, you can put some regular dish soap in there. This is really strong stuff, and it's really good for cleaning cubes. So you just want to put quite a bit in there. Don't put too much. Alright, set that aside. Now I guess it's the fun part. Now what you want to do is, so once it's filled with soap, or like once you put the soap in, that's the fun part. Now you want to really mix it up like this. You really want to get the soap to really take off all the dirt and all the gunk from the pieces. Sorry if my frame rate is a bit low. My phone doesn't really record that well in different lighting scenarios, so gonna have to sadly bear with that. Gonna have to get a new camera soon, but yeah. So we're gonna gently do this. Now if you feel that your hands aren't really that slippery, you can always put more soap inside. So more soap. And magically I put the soap in, the frame rate comes back to normal. Shocking. soap. Not sponsored. Okay. Just gonna do this for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Just washing the cube like this. Make sure that the soap is actually getting everywhere where the gunk could be. Alright, so once it's been a few minutes, you can now rinse off the pieces. So you can turn on the water, wash your hands off into the camera. So wash your hands off first. Now just pour away the water. Put your hand against where the water is flowing so you don't actually, so the pieces don't actually flow out. And pour all the water out. Yeah. Fill it back up with water to actually rinse off all the bubbles and the remaining soap. Push it around a bit to make sure that you get all the remaining soap out. The water and drain out the remaining water from the pail. I like to mix and rub it after water's gone so that any remaining water goes out from the pieces. Okay. I'm going to quickly show you guys the easier way, which is with this bag. I don't know where to buy it from, but I have it. So this is the easier way if you have one of these bags. So you just want to open it up like this. You can use this for the washing machine, but because this is so small, I can use it for cubes. So this is just a demonstration. So what you would normally do is put the pieces in here. So what I do is put the pieces in here. Okay. Once it's in here, I just close it. So first you want to fill it with water. Yeah. So then you want to put the pieces still open, put it in here. Then make sure it's soaked in there. Then you grab your soap, but I'm not gonna do that. You're gonna grab your soap, pour in here. You wanna zip it all up. Like this. So now it becomes basically a whole set. So now you don't have to worry about your pieces being in all different places, and this can carry in bulk. So then now you can just rinse it as a whole pack, and it makes it way easier when especially if you're like me who likes to do this to basically all of my new cubes. Any new cube that I get, I'll do this technique too, just to rinse off all the stock lube. So this is a really good technique that if you have the ability to do it, you should really do so. You can always use the bigger ones, but if you have a small one, it should be better. Like with the bigger bag, guys. So then once you're done washing, you just take it all out like this. You don't have to pour out all the water. Then say for example you want to rinse it, you can just change out the water, just dunk it in, take it back out, and do the same thing. And this cycles through, so it's way easier compared to if you're doing it by hand. So off the water. Alright, let's get to drying the pieces. So we're moving on to drying with the cube. To drying the cube. I think you've seen several times in my older videos where I've magnetized some different cubes. I have some linked up there. So now you can take your pieces. Again, it's easier with the bag. You can just take it out like this. So open it up. And here are your pieces. So now I recommend doing this on like a big cloth or like maybe a floor mat or something, because then the pieces on the mat, and they also dry easier, I guess. So you want to take your towel, like we prepared earlier. You want to slowly wet down every single piece by hand, because it's always better that way. So you make sure that there's no water, and especially if you have a wok where there's open holes, you should definitely dry this out properly. So here the pieces dry, but when I'm drying the cubes, there are a few techniques I like to use to make sure there's actually no water in the pieces. So say for the core, most cubes have a really tough core, except for GAN's cubes in particular. Those cores you should always dry yourself by hand. But for these other cubes, with the cores that are really tough, these cores are always quite tough. Let's do this. I'll take the towel, I'll put the cube in the middle and wrap it around like this, so like the core is inside. Now I like to give a few hard knocks on the ground like this, to make sure that to knock out any water that's inside the core. So it's gonna be a few not so hard, but brief knocks like this. Don't be too hard, be a bit gentle. So now the core is quite dry. So next to the centerpiece, this centerpiece here. So what I have to do is I have to turn it upside down like this and knock it on the ground also to remove any water. You can see there's a bit of water came up there. So now these are dry. Okay, I'm gonna do for all these later. And for the corner piece, so I think you guys have noticed, but the Volk trees and some other cubes, they have a hole in the corner piece to make it a bit more crispy sounding. So the water can always get into those parts of the cube. So what I do is I like to do the same thing that I did with the core, but instead of that I do it with the corner pieces. So I take all the corner pieces. So I'm doing all the corner pieces. Yeah, all the corner pieces, and then I wrap it around like this. And I shake it around like this. Shake it around. Don't give it hard knocks. Actually, don't knock it at all. Just use your hand to really wrap it around. Give it some motion to remove all the water from the holes. If your cube is like this, which there's no holes, then you should be fine just wiping down pieces. So once you've properly dried all the pieces, what I do is I have to take the towel and just put them in here. Put them on the towel. Gotta have really big hands for this. So try and put them on in the towel. That. Okay, now I'm gonna wrap it around like this. So then you can easily take it back to your table or wherever you want to raise some cube. So here I'm back at my desk. So here are the pieces. So I'm gonna set all this down. And before we move on to assembling the cube, I want to focus your attention onto the springs right here. So you see they're really dirty. If you can see that, they are actually leaving traces on my table. So I'm just gonna this off. Yeah, you can rub it off. So what I like to do to clean these is I like to take this whole piece, and then using the wet cloth that I use to wipe the cubes, I like to put it on the wet part and just rub it down. Because these springs rust really easily, but because this is just a damp cloth, it doesn't really give it that much moisture, so it likely won't rust. Just want to do it for all pieces. And I can see I've only done 3, and there's already this much dirt on it, so it does do a big difference. So as you can see, I've done all 6 pieces, and you can see how much dirt there was on the springs. So I'm going to chuck that off aside. So now we're going to move on to assembling the cube. So here are the pieces. So just like a typical assembly, you just want to assemble the pieces. So I'm going to do a tie-up for this. Alright, so now the cube's done and fully assembled. Now even without loop, it already feels way better. It's more quick and it's a bit more stable. But I think it's about still the same. And yeah, this is a really cheap cube, so don't really expect much. But yeah, so I guess the final step is to actually loop the cube. So what I'm going to be using for this cube, I'm actually going to use, let's see. I'm going to use some GAN standard loop because in my what loop should you use video, which is going to link up there, I mentioned that this is a very reliable and good loop, so yeah, I'm going to use it. So now that the cube is done and looped, so that'll be all for the video. If this video helped you at all, leave it a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I upload videos once a week or so. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.